Information security. Information security includes various security and infrastructural techniques to protect information from any attack. In this module, you will learn about different kinds of attacks and the motives behind them. By the end of this module, you will be able to explain the security, functionality, and usability triangle, describe various security and hacking threats, identify the motives behind an information security attack, and describe information warfare. It is very difficult to maintain a balance between adding restriction, providing security to avoid an attack, and allowing the system to perform tasks for authorized users. The security, functionality, and usability triangle represents the balance between security, functionality, and the usability of system for users. It is assumed that when security is strengthened, it reduces the data functionality and user performance. Sometimes, even the security professionals who are always on the lookout for vulnerabilities fail to patch some of them. Thus, taking additional measures to enhance the security can cause the performance to lag. The security, functionality, and usability triangle symbolically represents a highly debated IT security problem. It is difficult for any system administrator to maintain a balance among them. As is apparent from the diagram, when we point at the functionality aspect, we find that we are drifting away from security and usability. Similarly, when we point at the aspect of usability, we are at the same time moving away from security and functionality. Any software or hacking technique used by a hacker is considered to be a threat to the information framework of an organization. They are categorized on the basis of the target and methods of attack. Let us look at the first category of infused threats, network threats. When hackers try to damage a network, it is classified as a network threat. A hacker can follow various methods to damage the network by performing activities such as. Let us understand each in detail. Identify vulnerabilities. An attacker would try to identify the types of vulnerabilities in the network and would be in search for a backdoor entry to the network. Spoofing. When a hacker tries gaining access to a computer or network by masquerading as a trusted source and fooling the hardware and software. Man-in-the-middle attack. Man-in-the-middle (MITM) attack is a type of eavesdropping attack where a malicious agent inserts itself into a communication session between people or systems by impersonating both parties and gain access to the confidential data that was being exchanged. Sniffing. A program or device that allows individuals to capture data as it is being transmitted between two computers or a group of networks is known as a sniffer, and this technique of stealing data packets is termed sniffing. Session hijacking. A hacker subtly obtains session ID and masquerades as an authorized user to take over a live session. Once the hacker gains access of the user's session ID through session prediction, he can masquerade as that user and do anything on the network that would appear as authorized activity. DOS or DDoS attack. Denial of service attack is a type of attack where the attacker brings down the network by flooding it with useless traffic. Ping of death and teardrop attacks are DOS attacks that exploit the limitations found in the TCP/IP protocols. When botnets are prepared to attack a specific network with DOS attacks, it is termed as a distributed DOS attack. ARP and DNS poisoning. ARP poisoning is a method where an attacker poisons the address resolution protocol, or ARP cache, of two devices with the MAC address of their own Ethernet network interface card. DNS cache poisoning is a type of attack where vulnerabilities in the domain name system, DNS, are exploited to divert internet packets away from legitimate servers towards fake ones. Compromised key attack. A compromised key attack occurs when the attacker is successful in replicating the key and using it to decrypt encrypted data without the knowledge of data owner. When a hacker tries to access or damage network hosts, the threat would be categorized as a host threat. Let us outline some common host threats. Malware attacks. Malware, or malicious software in other words, comes in various forms such as virus, worm, or Trojan, and attacks the network host for unauthorized access. Backdoor attacks. A backdoor is an access to the system that is hidden, and it is often used by the programmer to fix something without disturbing the operations of a system. Backdoor attack is the type of attack where a hacker uses these stealth pathways to gain unauthorized access to the system for planting a malware or stealing information. Password cracking. Generally, hackers use various tools, scripts, or malware to crack a system password. The process of guessing or cracking passwords to gain unauthorized access to a network or computer is called password cracking. An application threat would be any event where a hacker tries to gain unauthorized access to an application program. Let's outline different types of application threats. Authorization attacks. Authorization threats occurs when a hacker attempts to gain access of an application lacking appropriate user access controls. Authentication attacks. Authentication threats includes incidences when an application lacking authentication controls is breached. Buffer overflow attacks. Critical information can be stored in a small space known as buffer. A hacker tries to overload the buffer so that his own malicious code can override the extra data in these areas. SQL injection. SQL injection, or SQLI, is similar to cross-site scripting where an attacker executes malicious SQL statements exploiting vulnerabilities in the DBMS. False error handling. Applications go through a variety of problems, due to which they may unintentionally let out sensitive information. Hackers take advantage of these errors to steal sensitive data or cause serious damage to the system. Security misconfigurations. Modern applications have multi-layered sections, including frameworks, application servers, web server, database servers, and platform. Each of these layers needs robust security. If any layer is not properly configured, security of all other components could be jeopardized. Hacks are an amalgamation of motives, method, and vulnerability. A motive of an attacker can be that of personal satisfaction or to prove a point or just for fun. Such a hacker uses various methods to penetrate a computer system or a network. This hacker looks for vulnerabilities that help him attack the targeted system easily. Attack equals motive plus method plus vulnerability. Some of the methods that an attacker may employ are modifying information, information theft, and disturbing business operations. Data might face active or passive attacks if security measures and controls are not in place. Passive attacks include those that interfere with information confidentiality. An active attack leads to data modification, destruction, or corruption. In the absence of proper security plan, data and network can become victims to different types of attacks. Let us outline some common attacks. Operating system attack. In an operating system attack, the attacker looks for the vulnerabilities in an OS which have not been patched. These vulnerabilities can be in the design or the configuration of the OS. Application-level attack. The aim of such an attack is to target servers hosting the application by causing a defect in the operating system or application. By doing this, an attacker bypasses the access control and gains access to the back-end system, application, and network to perform malicious activities. Shrink-wrap code attack. This attack takes advantage of most off-the-shelf applications that come with built-in codes and scripts. Usually, these scripts and codes are used for installation and administration. However, if mismanaged, these scripts and codes can lead to critical system vulnerabilities. Misconfiguration attack. Any error caused by the negligence of an administrator, such as providing improper permissions to authorized users, allowing new devices to be connected to a secure network, or leaving the system with default settings, may lead to a possibility of a hack attack due to the misconfiguration. Tactical and strategic use of information as a tool for offense and defense to gain advantages over an opponent with the help of hack attacks is known as information warfare. It is also known as cyber attack, cyber warfare, or electronic warfare. There are two primary types of information warfare. Offensive information warfare. It is used to fully control the enemy's information, an IT system using information weapons. Some of the offensive information weapons used are trapdoor injection. Similar to backdoor, they are undocumented or hidden ways for gaining access to a system or network. Social engineering. It is an offensive information warfare weapon used by hackers to carry out cyber attacks using confidential information gained through social media, blogs, and internet dating websites. Electronic jamming. The deliberate jamming or blocking of electromagnetic energy for the purpose of disabling the use of electronic devices of a target system. Logic bombs. It is a program that is dormant until a condition triggers it and destroys the computer host. Just like a time bomb, the execution is usually triggered, like by a date or time. A logic bomb can be carried by virus or Trojan. The other type is a defensive information warfare, where the types of security involved in this warfare are physical security encryption method and electronic countermeasure. Various types of countermeasures used in today's information warfare are antivirus software. Antivirus software is a set of programs which is used to prevent, search, and detect the malicious programs. Intrusion Detection System, or IDS. IDS is a software or hardware program which continuously monitors a network for security violations. Vulnerability scanners. Vulnerability scanners perform tests on known products for vulnerabilities. Encryption. Encryption encrypts the information to protect from theft. It uses encryption algorithms to encrypt the data. Now, you have learned about information security. Let's check your understanding of this section. Which of the following is not an element of information security? Were you able to come up with the right answer? The correct answer is usability. This concludes the information security module. Let's take a minute to review the key points you have learned in this module. Thank you.